Has this ever happened to you?
Yes.
Oh, hear those sleigh bells ringing. They're I don't know what. Anyway.
That's the music from
point
Psycho.
Is it?
Yeah.
Norman, is that you?
Norman, yes, it is.
Anyway, the point is sometimes you don't know what's growing in the fridge.
Oh, you put it in there, especially in the little tinfoil things, and
And
oh
doesn't
my!
it just tick you off when you've wanted that thing and you've forgotten about it for a couple of days and you finally go in to get it when nobody else is around and it's moldy.
It's turned to slime, is
Yeah.
what it So, and you don't know whether or not it's safe to eat, whether you can stick it in the microwave and it'll bounce back to life. You have no idea.
All right, well, we're going to find out from Daryl E. Scanlon, and we're going to be talking about freezing milk and
how
other
very
products.
clever.
Basically, food storage. Hi, Daryl E. All right, this is obviously frozen milk.
Yes, and
now,
Gary,
I guess we cut the side of it off to make the point.
that we have. And many
Yeah.
people are concerned about food safety, and I answer a lot of these questions in my nutrition column called Ask the Dietitian.
Yeah.
So today we're going to answer some of the most commonly asked questions, and you're holding one of the most commonly asked questions.
Which is what? Can you freeze milk?
How, yes, can you freeze milk and for how long?
Okay.
8 months. You can freeze milk safely up to 8 months.
Really?
Now you'll notice, notice that
Don't
this is
cut the side
slightly,
off,
yeah,
though.
don't cut the slide off.
Right.
But you'll notice that it turns slightly yellow. There's nothing wrong with this milk. It's just that the fat and the milk solids are now frozen, so you're now reflecting the light and you see this color.
I have a question about the milk.
But it becomes normal. Once you defrost it, it becomes
does.
back to its normal
How
color.
do you defrost it safely?
In the refrigerator. Just take it out of the
just take it
freezer,
out.
put it into the
Okay.
refrigerator, take
Okay.
a couple of days to defrost.
All right, I have a question. You know, they're all dated.
Uh-huh.
This says sell by April the 23rd. Let's say on the 22nd, you still have a half of it left. Nobody wants milk, and there's nothing to put it in terms of a recipe. Can you then put it in there and freeze
Yes,
it? It'll be okay?
it would be safe to
But then you'll
freeze.
have to use it within 1 day at the other end, won't you?
Well, no. Once it's frozen, you know, and it's in there, and you take it out, then you're safe to use a few days after the
Oh,
use
good,
by
okay.
date.
I'm gonna put this in the
okay?
freezer.
All right.
So, did I misunderstand? Can you refreeze it?
You can. This is one of the foods that you can refreeze without it damaging the quality or the flavor, the taste of it. So you can refreeze milk, but you've got to watch that date. You don't
Oh,
want to
that's-
refreeze old milk. You don't want
Okay,
to do that.
all right.
Another
Okay.
commonly asked question by young mothers is, can I safely put? How long can I keep my breast milk in the refrigerator?
Right.
Up to 1 week is perfectly safe, and you can also freeze breast milk for up to 4 months in the refrigerator. If moms, if you're going to be using the microwave to thaw out the milk, okay, or for instance, if you just take it out of the refrigerator, want to make sure that you take off the cap, put it into the microwave, and microwave no more than 30 seconds. You don't want to overheat this milk because you'll lose nutritional quality.
Well, it's best then just to put it in the refrigerator and let it thaw, right?
Well, you certainly can do that, but
Yeah.
if moms are in a hurry and the
Or put it
child's
warm water.
hungry, well, one
Okay.
takes an hour. But so if they want to do it quickly, make sure though that with this milk that you let it sit out a little bit, so because hot spots can happen when you're microwaving. You don't want to burn the baby.
Okay.
Next,
Potatoes.
most commonly asked question about
Boy.
potatoes: what's the best way to store the potato? Now, something very interesting here, a little history lesson. The Incas, 500 years ago, used mint leaves to store potatoes, and they stopped the potatoes from sprouting by using mint leaves.
How do you know this?
I
She knew
did
an
some
Inca.
research.
Oh.
I knew an Inca, that's right. An old Inca told me that. Now, what the USDA researchers have rediscovered some history here. They found that certain spices, cinnamon and cumin and thyme, if you put it into a bag with potatoes, will keep the potatoes from sprouting for up to 11 months.
Huh?
Now-
Isn't this great? So put the potatoes in
Boy,
the bag.
Columbus should have known this.
Tell me.
And then put it in a dark place?
You want to put it in a dark, cool place.
But that's,
but
wait a
now,
minute, that's what's supposed to make them
Sprout?
mature, ripen, fruits and stuff. You guys know what this means. This is ripen and mature.
That's a technical term.
You want to keep
Come on home.
potatoes in a cool, dark place because sunlight is what makes them mature more
Oh.
quickly. And I'm going to show you a
And yet
potato
if you put
that's
fruit in a bag, it'll mature quite quickly, won't it?
That's
Yeah, okay.
that special
All right.
gas that we'll talk about. But
Yeah.
anyway, here we are with our spices. You can use 1 or 3
Isn't
of these.
that
You know, just
interesting?
put it into the bag,
Bingo.
close the bag up, put it in again to a cold, dark area and the potatoes will not sprout for 11 months. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, but then that raises the question, who would
What?
want a potato after 11
Wait.
months?
The
lot of
researchers
people.
also said that the
Yeah.
potatoes had a fresh taste about them. They did not taste like, yes, they didn't taste like the spices that
Well,
we
I
put
can't
in
argue
there.
with you because you're the expert, but boy.
But once they start to
Now-
sprout, they're gone. You can't
Exactly.
use
I got
them.
my eye on you.
Notice, oh, very cute. Notice this green potato. This is solanine. This happens to be a naturally occurring toxin that's in the potatoes. When a potato turns green, it's really safest to throw it out. Even though it won't make you sick, you'd have to eat about 2 pounds of potatoes to become sick. But it's best to throw this out. And if you insist on eating it, peel it, please. Don't eat that green skin.
Okay.
Okay.
Cheeses. Okay, commonly asked questions about cheeses is, if it's got mold, mold on it, does that mean I have to throw it away? No, you do not have to. There are 2 kinds of mold. There are good guy molds, there are friendly molds, and unfriendly molds. The molds in the Roquefort cheese and the blue cheese here are friendly molds. They mature the cheese, they give it the flavor.
That's what makes them so stinky?
Well, yeah, and mold makes, it does make them
Okay.
stinky. But over here, we've got some unfriendly molds. You'll notice on the surface,
It's getting to me.
It's
I
getting
don't
a
know
little
about you.
downwind here.
I walked over here
on
and
the
went,
surface of these cheeses, you're going to see mold. It's in various stages. The white is the beginning stage of mold. As it progresses, it gets green. All right, now, what on cheese, you're going to want to cut this side's got the mold on. We want
it's
to
just
cut
with hard
about an
cheeses, you're
inch
okay
off.
though, right?
Hard
Yeah,
cheese is
okay.
fine. You'd want to cut this off here. Now you'll notice that we've got some mold here on the holes. You're going to want to have to cut like an inch
Yeah.
around that mold to make sure that you don't get any of that in your diet. Now, also with this one, this is a cheese here. This is a soft cheese. You want to cut the end off. I've got a tip for you. Wonderful lady came up, she's actually a cheese expert, and she buys cheese for the supermarkets. She said that you can take, this happens to be vinegar, you can use vinegar on cheese, and you can wipe off the mold. It will keep the mold off of it for a week.
for a week.
And it will not taste. Of course, you got to scrub this one. This one's a really piece of moldy
That's great.
cheese.
So
Okay,
you,
all
you
right.
wind up saving a $2 piece of cheese and throw out a $5
No, that'll wash up.
Huh?
Okay.
Soft
You could do it with
cheese.
your socks and you'd never know, you know what I mean?
Soft cheese, be careful. Don't
I
try.
didn't have a question about gas.
You didn't? Yes, you did.
Why would I have a question about gas?
Gas and fruit.
Oh, gas and fruit.
Gas and
Yes.
fruit. That's what we're talking about,
Oh,
fruit.
well, the
Okay.
question was, you
Yes.
said that fruit, when you store it,
Yes.
gives off gas. Now, I
Yes.
bought some fruit the other day, and
Okay.
I didn't know which one of those little fruits was doing it.
Okay.
I think it was the pear. I'm not sure.
Gary, I want to tell you
Just
that
as I
all-
closed the refrigerator door, I went, "Brr."
I want to tell you that all
Who were your guests that day?
the fluffing fruit.
I don't know, but I think I just shot myself in the foot.
All the fruit on this plate are fluffing fruits, as you want to call them.
Fluffing fruits.
Fluffing fruits. These fruits emit natural gas. It's called ethylene. And what this does is it helps with the ripening process. You've got to be careful, though, that there's some produce, for instance, the lettuce here is very sensitive to this type of gas. So if you put lettuce next to apples, it will cut the freshness down on the lettuce. So you're
Well,
gonna
that's why they
lose
have
this.
little drawers and refrigerators.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You want to keep it
Yeah, but
away.
don't mix 'em.
But if you
No,
have,
separate.
if you've
Yeah.
got green bananas, and you
Separate
want
but
to,
equal. Sorry.
if you want to ripen those green bananas, put them in a bag. Put an apple with the bananas, and you will ripen those bananas
Okay.
much faster.
Boy, oh
Okay,
boy.
if you got a lot of green bananas, this is what you do with them.
Dearly, thanks very
Dearly.
much. Terrific stuff.
We're going to be right back after this.